Dispute is threatening the burial of 12-year-old Kennedy Onyango was shot in Rongai area during the anti-finance bill protest. On opposite ends are the late Kennedy's biological parents, who are no longer together and have since moved on with other partners. Both claim the rights to bury the boy, and as things stand, the funeral, which was planned for this weekend, has been postponed indefinitely, awaiting the outcome of a court decision on 17th of July. Odhiambo reports.
The pain of a mother after losing her son to a gunshot is clearly visible on the face of Jacinta Onyango as she mourns in the village of Kamasengre on Rusinga Highland. Shortly after Mbita Court dismissed her plans to bury her son, the bone of contention being the location of his final resting place. Two locations exist. The first is Kamasengre in Mbita, the home of her current husband, who is the late Kennedy's stepfather. The other location is in Gwasi, the home of her former husband Dennis Okinyi, who is Kennedy's biological father. Last week, this bereaved mother's video went viral, the video containing her plaintive cries for help in burying her son. The funeral was earlier planned for 12th of July, but was quickly changed to Saturday 5th of July, apparently in an attempt to head off a family feud that threatened the burial, but to no avail. What is left is the evidence of what was to be, but was not to be, in a funeral banner. 200 copies of the funeral program and wreaths of flowers. Onyango is asking the government to intervene in the tussle to aid her bury her child. She claims that Dennis Okinyi, who is her first husband and biological father of the late Kennedy, and who went to court to stop the burial, did not cooperate in the upbringing of her child. That Okinyi only came forward after realizing that the government was covering the funeral bills.
Hadi saa hii sijui mtoto wangu wako wapi, sijui amepelekwa wapi, sijamuona, sina habari yoyote. Hiyo siku tu jioni Ruto alinipigia. Nikasema ndio huyo sasa president amenirumia, amenipigia. Kunipigia akaniambia Mama Kennedy, nikamwambia tafadhali serikali nisaidie, mtoto wangu nimenyang'anywa. Tangu mtoto akufe hajai kanyaga hata Rongai. Alinitusi wakati alisikia mtoto amekufa. Tena ameona president akiongea, akisema atatafuta Mama Kennedy, wazazi wake, hiyo familia, aongee na yeye. Ndio huyu baba akatokelezea.
85 kilometers from the island, at the foot of Gwasi Mountains, Dennis Okinyi's large family has gathered to plan a parallel funeral for the late Kennedy Onyango. On his part, Dennis Okinyi claims that his ex-wife lived with the child for only 1 year, but before, the late Kennedy was under his care. He claimed that he was prevented from seeing his son's body in Nairobi, only to find out that the funeral was to be held in Rusinga.
Nilipofika huko, nilipata kama mahali mbia yote imefungwa. Sasa nisingeweza kuingia huko juu nilisindwa juu ya serikali. Sasa ili nibidi niende kwa koti ili nione vile naweza kata nini, vile naweza ili nione vile naweza ingia kwa mwili ya mtoto wangu. Wakati nilifika huko, bibi yangu alikataa ili nisiingie huko.
The Mbita court is expected to give a decision on the dispute on 17th of July. Odhiambo, TV 47, Homa Bay.